Imagine this for a moment. It's a quiet evening. You're at home, maybe finishing your favorite book or watching the late-night news. The clock ticks softly in the background. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, a strange pressure grips your chest. It feels like someone's pressing down hard, not a sharp pain, but a deep, heavy squeeze that seems to drain the strength right out of you. You try to take a breath, but it feels like your lungs just won't fill. Your left arm tingles, a bead of sweat rolls down your temple, and that quiet thought crosses your mind. Oh no, could this be it? You're alone. No one's here to notice. No one's coming to help in this moment. But what you do next, in the next 60 seconds, can decide whether this is the end or a story you'll one day tell with gratitude for being alive. I've worked with older adults for decades, in rehabilitation centers, in community health classes, and in emergency heart recovery programs. And I can tell you one truth that's been proven again and again. It's not just your heart that saves you. It's what your mind and body do together when seconds matter. So today, we'll talk about how you can survive a heart attack even when you're completely alone. We'll go step by step, gently but clearly, so that if this moment ever comes, you'll know exactly what to do, calmly, confidently, and effectively. Because survival doesn't begin in the hospital. It begins right where you are, in your living room, your bedroom, or your kitchen, with knowledge, presence, and preparation. Now, take a slow, low breath with me, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Feel that? That's the first sign of control returning. That's where survival begins. 1. Stay calm, not still. The golden 60 seconds mindset. When a heart attack strikes, your body wants to panic. Your pulse races, your hands shake, and your brain floods with fear. That panic is natural, but it's also dangerous. Panic speeds your heart, burns your oxygen faster, and clouds your thinking at the exact moment you need clarity. So your very first task is not to run, not to fumble for medicine, but to calm your mind while keeping your body gently active. Here's what I want you to do if you ever feel that crushing weight in your chest. Stop whatever you're doing. Sit down right where you are, but don't slump. Keep your spine straight enough that your lungs can still open. Rest one hand on your heart, yes, right over your chest, and place the other on your belly. Now take one slow breath through your nose. Feel your belly rise under your hand, not your chest. Hold it for just a moment. Then exhale softly through pursed lips, as if you're gently blowing out a candle you don't want to snuff too fast. Do it again, slowly. As you breathe, speak to yourself, calmly, out loud. Say, I know what this is. I'm okay. I'm calling for help. You might think talking to yourself sounds silly, but it's not. Hearing your own voice grounds you. It shifts your brain out of panic and into focus. Because here's something science has shown clearly. Seniors who stay mentally alert and take deliberate action in the first minute of a heart attack are up to 73% more likely to survive. The goal here isn't to be fearless, it's to be steady. Fear will visit, but you don't have to let it drive. Keep breathing. Keep awareness in your body. You're not frozen, you're fighting, with calm and purpose. 2. Unlock, light up, and signal for help. Now that your breath is under control, we move to the first physical step, and it's one many people overlook until it's too late. If you feel that chest pressure and you're alone, don't grab your phone just yet. Stand up slowly and unlock your front door. Do it now while your legs still listen to you. You have maybe 3 to 5 minutes of mobility before weakness can set in. Once you fall, that locked door becomes your worst enemy. Paramedics may arrive quickly, but if they can't get in, those precious minutes slip away forever. So, unlock your front door. Leave it slightly open if you can. Turn on the porch light, day or night. Light is a signal. It tells rescuers exactly where to go. If you live in an apartment, this step looks a bit different. Dial 911 first, of course, but as soon as the operator confirms help is coming, call your building's front desk or security. Tell them you're having a medical emergency and that paramedics are on their way. Ask them to stay by the elevator or lobby door so they can guide the responders directly to you. While you still have strength, take a quick glance around. Are your house lights on? Good. Leave them. In daylight, hang something bright. A red scarf, a towel, on the doorknob or outside your window. That splash of color helps paramedics spot your home instantly. If you live alone, this next tip is pure gold. Get a lockbox, the small metal kind with a keypad where you can store a spare key. They cost less than a dinner out, but they can save your life. Call your local fire department, not the emergency line, but their office number, and register your code with them. That way, if you ever call 911, they'll already have access to your door. No breaking, no delay, no lost minutes. You see, when I worked in cardiac rehab, we reviewed hundreds of emergency reports from home heart attacks. Over a third of preventable deaths weren't because help arrived late. It's because help couldn't get in. So think of your door as your first lifeline. Unlocking it isn't just a habit. It's a promise to your future self that you've given rescuers every possible chance to reach you in time. Once your door is open, then you can reach for your phone. But notice what's happening here. You've already turned a chaotic situation into a planned response. You're no longer just waiting for help. You've invited it in. That's what survival looks like. Not fear, not luck, but calm, prepared action taken one mindful step at a time. 3. Your emergency communication plan. Now let's talk about what happens when you pick up that phone. Because during a heart attack, even that simple act can become surprisingly hard. When your heart is in distress, your brain starts losing oxygen almost immediately. Within 30 seconds, your thinking fogs, your coordination fades, and it can feel like the world is narrowing into a tunnel. Many survivors say they couldn't even remember their own address or phone number when the 911 operator asked. It's not memory loss, it's oxygen loss. That's why your emergency communication plan must already be in place, long before the emergency ever begins. Start today. Write your complete address, your apartment number, your phone number, and any entry instructions, gate codes, buzzer codes, directions, on a bright index card. Tape it next to every phone in your home, near your bed, and on the refrigerator. Keep it simple and visible, because when panic hits, your brain doesn't process details, it searches for clarity. Now look at your phone. Program 911 as your very first speed dial. Yes, you might think, I can dial 3 numbers easily. But trust me, when your fingers are trembling and your chest is tight, pressing just one button can be the difference between connecting and fumbling. And here's something most people don't realize. Nearly half of fatal heart attacks in older adults happen between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. That's when your phone is often charging in another room. So tonight, before you sleep, make sure your phone is within arm's reach, charged, and easy to grab. A few seconds of convenience could one day mean survival. If you live alone, please don't rely solely on your phone. Get a medical alert device, one that you wear on your wrist or around your neck. Make sure it's waterproof. Many people remove them when they bathe or sleep, thinking, I'll just put it back on later. But the truth is, most home heart attacks strike at those exact times, when you're relaxed, unguarded, and alone. The device costs less than a monthly phone bill, but it gives you a 24-hour connection to emergency help. It's not just technology, it's peace of mind. And one last thing, build your human network. Let a trusted neighbor or friend know about your condition. Give them a spare key. Agree on a simple signal, maybe a porch light that stays on, or a daily "I'm okay" text. You don't have to face this alone, even when you live alone. Because being prepared isn't about fear, it's about freedom. It allows you to live every day confidently, knowing you've already written your own survival plan. 4. The correct way to take aspirin. Now, let's talk about something small enough to fit in your palm, but powerful enough to save your life. Aspirin. You've probably heard that taking aspirin during a heart attack can help, and that's true. But very few people know how to use it the right way. I've seen patients who took it too late, swallowed it the wrong way, or didn't have it nearby, and those tiny details cost them precious minutes. Here's the truth. When your heart attack begins, your blood is trying to clot inside the arteries that feed your heart. Aspirin works by stopping those platelets from sticking together. It slows the clot's growth, and sometimes lets a little blood sneak past to keep the muscle alive. But it only helps quickly if it enters your bloodstream fast. So here's what to do. Don't swallow it whole. Chew it. Place 1 regular 325 milligrams aspirin, or 4 81 milligrams baby aspirins, in your mouth and chew slowly, letting it mix with your saliva. Yes, it tastes bitter, but that bitterness means it's working. When you chew, the medicine absorbs directly through the lining of your mouth and reaches your blood in about 14 minutes. That's almost twice as fast as swallowing. Keep a small bottle of aspirin in several places, one by your bed, one in your kitchen, and one in your car. Replace them every 6 months. Moisture and heat can weaken it, so store it in the original bottle, tightly closed. Now here's a subtle but important point. If you already take a daily baby aspirin, you still need to chew an extra one when symptoms start. That small daily dose isn't enough to stop a full-blown clot in progress. But, and this is critical, don't take aspirin if your doctor has told you not to, or if you're allergic or on strong blood thinners. Always have that conversation in advance so you know exactly what's safe for you. When seconds count, you don't want to hesitate or guess. So talk to your physician, prepare your aspirin plan today, and sleep better tonight, knowing you've added another line of defense between you and danger. 5. Controlled breathing, your inner lifeline. When pain hits and panic floods your chest, your breathing changes instantly. It becomes fast, shallow, and desperate, as if you're trying to gulp oxygen through a straw. But that kind of breathing is the enemy. It uses more oxygen, not less. It speeds your heart, tightens your chest, and increases anxiety, exactly what your heart doesn't need. What you need instead is controlled diaphragmatic breathing. It's simple, gentle, and incredibly effective. It can slow your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and keep you conscious longer, buying time for help to arrive. Here's how to do it when symptoms strike, and I want you to practice this now while you're healthy. Place one hand on your chest and one on your belly. The goal is to feel the hand on your belly rise more than the one on your chest. Now, breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Feel your stomach gently expand. Hold that breath for another 4 seconds. Then exhale slowly for 6 seconds through pursed lips, as if you're softly blowing out a birthday candle. It's that long exhale that does the magic. It activates the parasympathetic system, the body's natural calm down button, lowering your pulse and helping oxygen move more efficiently to your heart and brain. If you can, count out loud as you breathe. Not only does it keep your rhythm steady, but it also lets a 911 dispatcher know you're still conscious. And here's a tip from years of cardiac rehabilitation. The people who survive best aren't the ones who learn these techniques during an emergency. They're the ones who practice them before they ever need them. Spend 5 minutes a day practicing your breathing, maybe before sleep or after breakfast. You'll be amazed at how your body learns to return to calm faster each time. Controlled breathing isn't just a relaxation technique. It's your body's built-in emergency medicine, one you carry with you wherever you go, no prescription required. So remember, when fear tries to take over, meet it with breath. Breathe in courage, breathe out panic, and every calm breath you take gives your heart one more chance to keep beating strong. 6. Master the cough technique with caution. Now let's talk about something unusual, something that might sound strange at first, but in some situations it could help keep you alive just long enough for help to arrive. It's called cough resuscitation or cough CPR. You might have heard of it from friends, or maybe you saw it in an article online. Some people call it a myth, but here's the truth. Under the right conditions, and only when you're still conscious, it can buy you precious seconds, maybe even minutes, to stay alert and keep blood flowing to your brain. Here's what actually happens during a heart rhythm problem. Your heart begins to beat irregularly, and blood flow drops fast. The brain, starved of oxygen, starts to fade, and you might feel dizzy, lightheaded, or like you're about to pass out. That's where this technique comes in. If this moment ever strikes, here's what you do. And I want you to remember this rhythm. Deep breath, hard cough. Deep breath, hard cough. Take the deepest breath you can, fill in your lungs completely, and then cough firmly. From deep in your chest, not your throat, as if you're trying to cough up something heavy from your lungs. The cough must be strong, sharp, and steady. Then repeat this cycle every 2 seconds. Breathe deeply, cough forcefully. Each cough squeezes your chest almost like a manual pump, pushing blood through your heart and to your brain. That's why some cardiologists describe it as helping your heart beat from the outside. But, and this is crucial, cough CPR is not a cure. It only works if your heart is still beating, and it should never replace calling 911 or taking prescribed medication. Think of it as a bridge, a way to stay conscious long enough to unlock your door, reach your phone, or chew that aspirin. And please never use this technique if you've already lost consciousness, or if your chest pain is so severe you can't breathe deeply. You could worsen your condition. I always tell my patients, don't just read about cough CPR. Practice the rhythm when you're healthy, so it becomes familiar. Take a breath, cough, take a breath, cough. Feel how your chest contracts. You're training your body to remember how to fight back, even when fear tries to take over. 7. Position your body for survival. The next few minutes of a heart attack are all about one goal: keeping oxygen flowing where it's needed most, to your heart and your brain. And one of the simplest ways to do that is by positioning your body the right way. I know this sounds too simple to matter, but the position of your body can make the difference between staying conscious and collapsing. If you feel symptoms beginning, that tightness, that ache spreading into your arm, maybe nausea or shortness of breath, don't lie flat. Lying flat reduces the blood returning to your heart and can make you feel faint faster. Instead, gently sit upright at about a 45-degree angle. You can do this by leaning against the wall, a headboard, or a few pillows stacked behind your back. Keep your knees slightly bent and your feet flat on the floor. This position helps your body circulate blood without overworking the heart. Now, here's why this matters. When you're upright, gravity helps your lungs expand more fully, making breathing easier and reducing the pressure on your chest. Doctors call this the semi-Fowler's position. It's used in hospitals for heart and lung patients every day, and it's something you can do right at home. If you start feeling dizzy or weak, lower yourself to the floor carefully, not suddenly. Use furniture to guide yourself down slowly. Once there, roll onto your right side, bending your left knee slightly. This is called the recovery position. It helps keep your airway open and prevents choking if you vomit, something that happens in about 1/3 of heart attacks. Take a moment, loosen anything tight around your waist or neck. Unbutton your collar, loosen your belt, or remove a scarf. If your chest is constricted by tight clothing, you're making your heart's job harder. And here's a tip many people forget. Open a window or turn on a fan if you can. Cool, fresh air helps your body regulate temperature and breathing. Don't go outside. You want to stay where help can reach you, but create a calm, oxygen-rich space around you. Think of this position as your safety seat. You're giving your heart the best possible chance to keep pumping while you wait for help. And you're doing it with awareness, not panic. That's the difference between fear and survival. 8. Know your medication protocol. Nitroglycerin the right way. Now let's talk about one of the most misunderstood yet life-saving medications out there: nitroglycerin. If your doctor has ever prescribed it for chest pain, you're already carrying a small but powerful tool. But using it the wrong way can be as dangerous as not using it at all. Here's how it works. Nitroglycerin relaxes your blood vessels, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to reach your heart. It eases the workload instantly, helping relieve that crushing chest pressure. But the key is timing and position. At the very first sign of chest pain, that squeezing, heavy discomfort that radiates to your jaw, shoulder, or arm, sit down immediately. Don't stay standing because nitroglycerin can lower your blood pressure fast, and you could faint before it has time to help. Once seated, take one tablet and place it under your tongue. Don't swallow it, don't chew it. Let it dissolve naturally. You might feel a slight burning or tingling sensation. That means it's working. Now here's the rhythm to remember. Wait 5 minutes. If the pain doesn't ease, take a second tablet. Wait another 5 minutes. If symptoms still persist, take a third, but no more than 3 tablets in 15 minutes. If you haven't already called 911 by the second dose, do it now. Keep your nitroglycerin in its original amber glass bottle. Don't transfer it to a pill box or plastic container. Light, air, and moisture destroy it quickly. Write the date you opened the bottle right on the label and replace it every 6 months. If you use it and don't feel that familiar tingle, it's probably lost its potency. Here's something few people realize. Heat breaks it down fast. So don't keep a bottle in your bathroom or car glove box where temperatures fluctuate. Instead, store one by your bed, one in the kitchen, and one in a small pouch you can carry. And there's an important safety warning. Never take nitroglycerin if you've used erectile dysfunction medications like Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra within the past 24 to 48 hours. The combination can cause a deadly drop in blood pressure. Finally, and this one comes straight from emergency room data, if you're prescribed nitroglycerin, make sure someone else in your family or household knows how to help you use it. In those tense first minutes, it's easy to fumble. But if you've walked your spouse, your adult child, or even a close friend through your emergency plan, they can act quickly if they ever find you in distress. Nitroglycerin isn't just a medication, it's a chance. A chance to stabilize your heart long enough for help to arrive. But it only works if you know it, trust it, and use it properly. So after this video ends, check your bottle, note the date, review your dosage plan, because the day you prepare, that's the day you quietly added years to your life. 9. Train your heart before it happens. Here's the truth most people never talk about. The best time to survive a heart attack isn't during the attack. It's before it ever happens. Every action you take today either prepares your heart or leaves it vulnerable. And the good news? You don't need a gym membership or fancy machines or expensive supplements. What your heart really needs is gentle, consistent care. The kind that fits beautifully into the rhythm of life after 60. Start with movement. Not exercise, movement. That means walking, gardening, stretching your arms while the morning sun comes through your window. When you move your body, even slowly, you're teaching your heart to stay flexible and efficient. It doesn't have to be fast or perfect. Just aim for 20 to 30 minutes of movement each day. And if you can, smile while you do it. Your body listens to that joy. Next, think about nourishment. Your heart isn't just a pump, it's a muscle fed by everything you eat. Try to fill your plate with foods that love your arteries. Fish rich in omega-3s like salmon or sardines, fresh vegetables of every color, and healthy fats from avocado or olive oil. And here's a simple habit. Drink a glass of water right when you wake up. Morning is when most heart attacks happen because your blood is thicker after a night's rest. A little hydration goes a long way. Now, we can't forget the invisible enemy. Stress, worry, loneliness, constant pressure, they all push your heart to work harder than it should. If you're someone who often lies awake at night, replaying the same thoughts, I want you to try this. Before bed, sit in a quiet space, close your eyes, and take 5 slow breaths. As you breathe in, think, I'm safe. As you breathe out, think, I'm letting go. You don't have to fix everything. Just breathe through it. That's how you tell your heart, it's okay to rest. Finally, preparation is its own kind of strength. Keep your phone nearby, your medication fresh, your doors easy to access. Make a habit of checking your emergency setup once a month, just like you check your smoke detector. Every time you do, you're sending a powerful message to yourself. I'm not living in fear. I'm living prepared. You see, preparation isn't about expecting disaster. It's about building confidence, so that if one day your heart falters, you already know what to do, calmly, gracefully, and without panic. That's what it means to be truly strong after 60. Let's take a breath together, slowly in through the nose and gently out through the mouth. That breath you just took, that's life, and it's worth protecting. I've spent decades helping older adults recover from heart events, and I've learned that survival isn't about luck, it's about awareness. Those who survive aren't necessarily the fittest or the fastest. They're the ones who stay calm, who act early, and who remember the steps they practiced when things were peaceful. So here's my challenge to you. Don't just watch this video, practice it. Try the breathing tonight before bed. Write down your address next to the phone. Check your aspirin, unlock your door, and teach someone you love these same steps. Because one day, the knowledge you gain here might not just save your life, it might save someone else's too. And maybe that's what this stage of life is really about. It's not about slowing down, it's about growing wiser, calmer, and more prepared than ever. Your heart has carried you through laughter, love, grief, and joy for decades. It deserves your care now, not fear, but respect. So take today as a gift. You've learned how to protect your most faithful companion, your heart. And now, you can move forward with confidence, knowing that even if you're ever alone, You'll never be helpless. If this message spoke to you, share it. You never know whose life might be changed or saved because you did. And in the comments below, tell me, what's one step you'll take today to care for your heart? Because remember, every heartbeat is a promise, and you have many more ahead of you.